When you see a bone X-ray, it just looks like a black and white picture, right? But for a doctor, it's basically a crime scene. Today, we're going to put on our detective hats and solve a mystery, because that's exactly what reading an X-ray's like.
So take a look at this. This is usually where it all begins. A patient comes in, their knee hurts, and then boom. The X-ray shows this little shadow hiding in the bone. Now the big question is that shadow a problem? Is it something we can just ignore, or is it something dangerous? An X-ray doesn't just shout the answer at you. Nope, it whispers clues. And our job is to figure out which whispers matter most.
So that's really the core question, isn't it? How do doctors take all these tiny, hidden clues and piece them together to solve the mystery? Well, it's a full-on systematic investigation, and the first step starts somewhere you would probably never ever guess.
Okay, let's dive in. The investigation is officially on. And the first clue, honestly, maybe the most important one of all, it's not even in the picture.
It's the patient's age. I'm serious. Before a radiologist even starts to analyze the details on that film, this one piece of info acts like a giant filter. It takes hundreds of possibilities and just whoosh, narrows the list of suspects way, way down.
I mean, age completely flips the script. Let's say you've got a patient who's under 30. That shadow is probably something totally benign, like a simple bone cyst. No big deal. But you take that exact same shadow in someone who's, say, over 40, and suddenly your mind goes to much more serious things, like cancer that's spread from another part of the body, what we call metastases. The odds just change dramatically based on that one number.
And you can see it right here. On the left, that's a non-ossifying fibroma, super common in kids, totally harmless. Look how clean and contained it is. Now compare that to the image on the right. That's Paget's disease, something you'd see in an older adult. It's got this kind of diffuse cotton wool look to it, a totally different vibe. Just by knowing the age, our detective is already heading down a very specific path.
All right, so we've got the age locked down. Clue number 2? Well, it's just like in real estate. It's all about location, location, location. Where in the body is this thing showing up? It's actually kind of funny, but different bone tumors have their favorite places to hang out. Some really like the skull, others prefer the spine, and a whole bunch of them just love to pop up right around the knee. So if you see something in the jaw, that automatically rules out a whole list of things that you'd only see in, say, the pelvis.
And we can get even more specific. It's not just about which bone. It's about the lesion's exact address within that bone. Is it dead center or off to the side? Is it near the joint or in the long middle part of the bone? Every single one of those locations points to a different group of suspects.
Okay, so we have the patient's age and we have the location. Now it's time to really zoom in on the evidence, the crime scene itself, the X-ray. We're looking for the culprit's signature.
First step is density. Basically, is the lesion eating away at the bone, which makes it look darker? We call that lytic. Or is it building up new dense bone, making it look brighter? That's sclerotic. This tells you right away if the bad guy is a destroyer or a builder. Next, we've got something called the matrix. Think of this as the stuff the tumor is actually made of. It's like the material the culprit left behind at the scene. And looking at the pattern of that stuff is a massive clue about what kind of cell this thing started as.
And wow, you can really see the difference here. A tumor that makes bone tissue that's an osteoid matrix looks all fluffy and cloud-like. But a tumor that makes cartilage, a chondroid matrix, it creates these patterns that look just like popcorn or little rings and arcs. They're totally unique signatures.
Okay, this next one is absolutely crucial. We're talking about the margins. The edge of the lesion tells you almost everything you need to know about how fast it's growing. A nice, clean border? That's one story. A fuzzy, blurry one? That's a completely different and much scarier story.
So, for the slow pokes, the really non-aggressive lesions, you get what's called a type IA margin. See that really sharp, bright white line around it? That's literally the body building a strong fence to contain something that's growing super slowly. It's a good sign.
And here it is in a real person. This is fibrous dysplasia. Look at the hip there. You see that super clear, bright border? That's our fence. It's a huge clue that whatever is happening in there is happening slowly and is probably not something to panic about. So here's the takeaway. The more aggressive a lesion is, the faster it grows, and when it's growing that fast, the body just can't keep up and build that nice fence. Instead, the border gets all fuzzy and blurry. You get this wide zone of transition where it's hard to tell where the bad stuff ends and the healthy bone begins.
And you can see that change right here. In the middle, that type IB margin, the border is still kind of clear, but that strong white fence, it's gone. Now look all the way to the right at the type IC. The wall is basically crumbling. It's fuzzy, it's a mess. That's a 5-alarm fire right there, a sign that this thing is growing way too fast for the body to handle.
All right, so we've interrogated the culprit, the lesion, but every good detective knows you have to interview the witnesses. In this case, the witness is the surrounding bone. How is it reacting to this intruder? Because its reaction tells a huge part of the story.
This reaction has a name. It's the periosteal reaction. See, your bones have this thin outer layer, the periosteum. When something bad starts happening, it gets irritated and starts building new bone as a defense mechanism. And the way it builds that new bone tells you exactly how fast the attack is happening.
And just look at the difference. On the left, with something slow growing, the bone has time to put up a nice, thick, solid wall of new bone. It's a calm, organized defense. But on the right, that's a panic response. The lesion is growing so fast, the bone just throws up layer after layer, creating that classic onion skin look. That is a textbook sign of something very aggressive.
So, we've gathered all the clues. We've looked at everything from the patient's age to how the bone is reacting. Now, our detective is ready to put it all together and build the final case.
So, let's just run through the checklist one more time. The 5 key clues. 1, the patient's age. 2, the lesion's location. 3, its density. Is it eating or building bone? 4, the margins. Are they sharp or fuzzy? And 5, the periosteal reaction. Is the bone calm or is it panicking? Every single one of these pieces is absolutely essential to solving the puzzle.
And you know, this really gets to the core of it all. The goal isn't always about finding the one single answer right away. It's about using all that evidence to build a powerful question. Based on everything we see, who are the most likely suspects? That's what doctors call a differential diagnosis. It's a short list that guides every single next step. It really is a detective story told in shades of gray.